If you're afraid to fail, then you're probably going to fail. That's another quote that I found from Kobe Bryant here on the internet, kind of post his tragic loss. And it's one that really resonates with me. I've talked about failure a lot on here. We talk about failing forward, about learning from our mistakes and growing from them. That's called failing forward, and how important that is, how important it's been in my career. And this quote, just again, is another way to say it and stands out to me, that if you go into any situation afraid to fail, you're halfway to failing anyway. And leaders, I want to talk really directly to you because I think that the way this looks on a leader sometimes is being afraid to be vulnerable, being afraid to make a mistake, thinking that in front of my team, I have to have all the answers. I can't be wrong, and I can't ever not know. Or in front of my leadership team, who I report to, that I have to have all the answers, or I can never be wrong. And neither one of those is true. And if you think about in regards to your team, all that's going to do, that kind of attitude about you're never wrong and you never not know, it's just going to turn them off from you completely. Like they're just going to tune you out and lose respect because it's not authentic and it's not real and it's not true for anybody. I don't care who you are or what position you are. So be okay with saying, I don't know. Be okay with making a call and having it be a mistake. Doing something, having it be a mistake. That's okay. When it happens, just own it, acknowledge it. Don't make excuses. Don't be like, well, kind of sugarcoat. Just own it, acknowledge it, and then say, where do we go from here? How do we go forward from here? I think you'll get much more respect. Early in my career especially, I tried to have all the answers and never make a mistake, and it just did not work for me at all. So leaders, be vulnerable in front of your teams. I urge you. And as far as how you are to your leaders, who you report to, I think that can be hard too. And I would say, hopefully you have leaders that you report to that are understanding the way I want you to be and acknowledge that mistakes are okay. Learning and growing from mistakes are okay. Making the same mistakes over and over is not okay. If you don't have that kind of leadership, then I don't think you have the right leadership. But if you do, then embrace that, be vulnerable, and put yourself out there. Sometimes only by pushing forward and not being afraid to fail do we find success and do we find victory. If we're afraid to fail, then we're afraid to push the boundaries. And we don't push the boundaries, you're just not going to grow. Not at the rate you could, at the rate you should, at the rate your team would want you to grow. You're just not going to. You got to be okay with sort of pressure testing it and making that failure and learning from it. So if you're afraid to fail, you're probably going to fail. So don't be afraid to fail. Have a great day.